It's a pretty good news day today. One good news for me personally, and also in the news today, we've got the fact that Rachel Reeves is now softening the British public up because she's going to break her promises. And also that Mr. Tommy Robinson, I hate the way the BBC go, his real name is. Well, his real name is Tommy Robinson. And it's quite good that he hasn't come across an activist judge and that the judge has cleared him of terror-related offences. I don't think anyone thinks Tommy Robinson was actually doing that. And that's a good opportunity. Well, I mean, my deadline's passed. Still would like to speak to him. I'm going to name the first anti-Semites he has among his supporters in a minute. So that's a good thing. It's also becoming crystal clear, and my personal favourite, Suella Braverman, has called for the BBC licence fee to be scrapped. Well, you don't have to pay your TV license fee. Just look on YouTube how to avoid it. Of course, I'm not advocating for you to stop paying your TV license. Obviously, you need to do it legally. And basically, I think I'm going to do another video on why we need civil disobedience now. I think it's getting to we have literally, people have had it with the socialist governments we've had now for the last 15 years. But anyway, it's good news. But the first anti-Semite is my old mate, Bob. Now, he's not one of the headlines. I'm still keeping the other headliners back. I'll do it week by week. Bob, in my opinion, is an anti-Semite for two reasons. One is he said this on record when last time I was actually there with him at the park. He said Britain doesn't owe Israel anything. Absolute rubbish. We were the ones responsible for setting up and administering the mandate. And that was from 1922 onwards. And, one of the disgraceful things which Britain did was actually we did partition the mandate. People who ask where the state of Jordan has come from, well, the state of Jordan was the half of the mandate designated for the Arab people, and Jewish settlers were not allowed in Jordan. And that's what Winston Churchill decided at the time. I think in hindsight that was wrong. Israel is a tiny country. I hope Mr. Robinson's enjoyed his trip there. It's a fascinating place to go. But go and ask your Israeli buddies this. Britain doesn't owe Israel anything. Well, we tried to throw Israel under the bus in 1948 by abstaining. Yeah? That was a disgraceful decision by a then Labour government. But let's go to the second example of Bob's anti-Semitism, is his continuous talk of crusades. Well, as on my course, this just instantly springs to mind. You've just been in the Middle East, Tommy, and basically you've got people that you can phone. If you don't go to the Middle East and mention the Crusades, because both Muslim, Jew, and Christians will mention the Crusades, and not in a good way. The Crusades were an absolutely horrendous act of aggression by the Pope, sending an army to Jerusalem in the First Crusade, where literally the Crusader soldiers were slaughtering Muslims, Jews, and Christians. They weren't asking any questions. It's just, oh, you look different to ours, chop, chop, off you go. That was the First Crusades. So please, this is example number one. Please tell your supporters to knock off this talk of Crusades. You are either on one side or you are on the other side. This is why I have stood up to Bob and his minions at the park. The other example is that I am interested that you're interested in Christianity, Mr. Robinson. Well, the Bible says we should know them by their fruit. The other thing about Bob and his little minions is that when I actually had the Israeli flag down at Speaker's Corner, very few of his supporters actually came to mine and my friends' defense when these, childish, very anti-Semitic Islamists came trying to get the flag off me. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But none of the Bobites were there. In fact, when the stall, I call it the cowboy stall, was under attack, I actually went to Bob and I said, look, we need to make sure they're safe. Again, Bob ignored it. Bob does not stand up for the nation of Israel. I believe, as both a human rights matter and also a faith matter, that we should support the right of Israel to exist. It's caused me a little bit of trouble, although I've actually been able to talk my way out of it because it was International Day. And I chose to put several flags up, including the Israeli flag. That caused a little bit of trouble. But the thing is, I'm appealing to you again, Mr. Robinson. This revelation is nothing compared to the other stuff. Yeah? Please sort out anti-Semitism within your supporters and your events, please. End of story.